Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Simply Moya M, and today you guys are joining me for the very first episode of 10 Minutes of TV. So if you guys are ready to recap these crazy episodes from this past week with me, then sit back, relax, grab a drink, and let's get to chit-chatting. So this week, there have been a lot of TV shows. As always, there's always a lot of TV shows. There's always a lot of reality shows. There's always a lot of competition game shows. But during 10 Minutes of TV, we are going to recap my top three. My top three shows of the week, my kind of sentiments about them, the whole shebang, right? But we're going to keep this to a nice, quick, concise bit of information for y'all, okay? So, the first show that we're going to talk about is the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and this is the Let's Make It Official episode. This is season 11, episode 15. This is the episode that I think a lot of people have been waiting on, especially when it comes to Portia's storyline. When I first saw the title of this episode, Let's Make It Official, for some reason my mind was like, let's move in together, let's finally become a family. However, I wasn't expecting initially that this would be the episode where we would see Dennis propose to Portia. But this was the episode where we saw Dennis propose to Portia. Portia wanted this, okay? Portia wanted this. She had been wanting this proposal, this baby, this marriage, this family for like ever. For seasons after seasons, okay? Fall, spring, summer, winter. She wanted it every season. So to see her finally get it, it was just very, very heartwarming to me. Like, it literally made my eyes water and I almost shed a tear. But I didn't shed a tear, but I almost shed a tear. Now, it was very nice. It was very sweet. I just have a few things to say about it. Lil Mo's presence was so awkward to me for some reason. Like, for some reason, when I was listening to her sing, the initial part of it, I understand it was kind of like fillers and runs. So I understand all that. That's pretty clear. Could have been something else in there, right? It could have been like an extra surprise. Could have walked into maybe a live band, and the live band would have been playing, and then right when Mo was supposed to start singing, she would have walked out singing their song. These are just my opinions. This is all I gotta say about it, but that's just the only little bit that I wish could have possibly happened for that part of the show. That's all I'm saying. I just, maybe just that little extra mile. There is kind of like this come on now moment in this episode of RHOA. And for me, it's Eva's breakdown. Like, girl, how? Let me back up. Eva explains during this episode that she is maybe like a few weeks away from the wedding. She says in her confessional that she wanted to have 3 dresses at her wedding. She wanted to have a ceremony dress, she wanted to have a reception dress, and she wanted to have a kind of like departing farewell. Now, most people, regular people, get 1 dress. Because 1 dress is like all most people can afford half the time. So why the thought never crosses their mind to get 2, 3 dresses for their wedding. Eva is going through this entire meltdown because she does not have her 2nd dress. And she doesn't have it at this moment because her designer told her that the fabric that she needed for the dress is no longer available. No one makes it anymore. Ain't nobody got the time for it. It's just like, sorry girl, you ain't got no dress. And then she just not having it, bro. Like, she is going through she's going through the motions. Every single dress she tried on, she just didn't like. She didn't like the way it looked, or she didn't like the way it fit, or it didn't fit. It was just like everything was going wrong no matter what she tried on. At this point, she's stretched thin. She has way too many guests coming that she didn't plan to accommodate initially, excuse me. So, it's just a lot. So, we're gonna pray for Eva. got you, girl. The next top episode of the week was Grownish Season 2, Episode 9. And this episode was titled Body Count. This episode of Body Count, my initial thoughts was that they were gonna, have this kind of long, drawn out conversation about how many people you had sex with and how much information you're privileged to know in regards to your significant other. Now, I really like this show, mainly because it reminds me of life when I was in college. I went to an HBCU. Shout out to the people that went to HBCU out there. Now, I went to a HBCU, and I know a lot of these things can definitely happen. The thing about Grownish that I really like is that it really kind of speaks to what I remember, and it really is very true to how college can be no matter where you go. There were 3 major moments in Grownish that really kind of like made me go, oh my gosh, like either yes, that is hella true, 2, like I remember doing that, or 3, like girl. So the first moment was a discovery moment. The second moment was a deep dive, and the third moment was the opportunity. The first moment, discovery, right? This is the moment where Zoe found out that Luca, for his art exhibit, one of the paintings that he drew was of his ex. And it was a very, very detailed, kind of intimate type of picture. This is pretty much the moment where she's like, this is something I wish you would have let me know about ahead of time, because now I'm sitting here looking crazy in front of my friends because you have you drew or you painted a picture of your ex-girlfriend for your exhibit. Not a picture of me, not a picture of your mom, not a picture of you or us, a picture of your ex, like your ex-girlfriend. If it was me, I would have been sitting here looking like, really? Nah, bruh, it's not happening. We're gonna have problems. Zoe is the type of character that will let things get to her so intensely where she will dive off the deep end. So that's what she did. She dove off the deep end into a deep dive into the history of this girl. Do they follow each other? Is he still following her? When was the last time they were seen together publicly? And after the last time they were seen together publicly, that's when you start doing the real work. You gotta go into the comments of that girl's page's comments and seeing, is your man commenting on these things? I mean, a whole checklist. This is when I was in college. Like, it was the most unhealthy situation to just be sitting there like, oh my gosh, why is he liking her pictures? Oh my god, like, why are you not commenting or liking my pictures? Like, all these questions, all these things that were going on, it was just so unhealthy. Zoe let this past relationship freak her out so much to the point where she just had to know everything that happened. And I know a lot of girls have been in that situation where they're just so curious about who their man has been with, how those relationships went, what went wrong, what went right, why were y'all together, why did y'all break up? Like, it's just so many unanswered questions that girls have when it comes to being with their man. Some women just can't help but kind of go into that realm and diving deep into what their social media is, who they follow, how much interaction they have with that person, because sometimes it says a lot, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, we are living in a society where everybody is always on social media. I'm on YouTube right now. I'm probably gonna be on Instagram sometime later. It's just the way the world is. The third part was the opportunity. Luca said, look, I understand if, I process things differently. So if you need to process things through Q&A, through questions, ask your questions. You have the floor to ask me whatever it is you want. And at that point, Zoe was just like, do I really want to ask this man these questions? Nah, I don't. And I had to ask myself that as well. A while ago, I would have been thinking that knowing about a person's past would have been able to give me insight into how they are today. Now, granted, it does give you some insight into how that person is at that moment, because sometimes it is your past experiences that shape who you are today. So, of course, people are going to want to know a little bit about your past to kind of learn more about you. It's a double-edged sword. If Zoe would have asked Luca, like, did you love Juliet? Or did you love Juliet more than you love me? and he would have given her that answer. Like, that is such an awful question to ask somebody. Like, the floor was open for her to ask him whatever she wanted to ask him. So, you know, having that opportunity to do that is something that women really need to think about. And men as well as women have to just be very thoughtful, either about asking any question at all, or what kind of question that, you know, what kind of question that they're going to ask and the type of answer that they're going to end up receiving, because you have to consider whether or not you're prepared for that situation in general. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of 10 Minutes of Television. Stay tuned for the next episode coming. I will actually be doing an exclusive 10 Minutes of Television episode for the next episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Normally, when we kind of get this rolling, my plan, of course, is to do like your top 3 episodes of the week. But this week, we only got 2, and I'm going to make sure we stick to that 10-minute time frame, because this is what? 10 minutes of TV. Hope you guys really kind of understood where I was coming from with some of those moments, from Grownish all the way to RHOA. You know, these are just my little opinions, little recaps, highlights, you know, things you could just talk and chit chat about. Let me know how you guys felt about the Real Housewives of Atlanta episode down below, and let me know what you guys thought about the body count episode of Grownish as well. Next week's episodes, I'm super excited to see what is coming up. Definitely check you guys on the next video. Until then, it's your girl, Simply Moya.